everyone, and welcome to Storytime with Jocelyn. We're a little late today. Jocelyn was upset this morning. She was mad at me. I'm going on a little getaway this weekend, and I'm leaving her with her daddy, and she mad at me. So she was in a cranky mood this morning, but we're going to try to get this done, aren't we, mamas? And we're going to do our story time. Today we finish off the Sesame Street Month, and we're going to read 2 stories because I promised y'all at the beginning of the month. Remember, we read the monster at the end of this book in the beginning of the month? Well, now we're going to read the continuation of that at the end. But today, the first book we're going to read, Big Bird Joins the Carnival. So let us see what's going on. They were all stuck behind me. There we go. Oh, there we go. Oh, Abby Cadabby fell down. All right, let us begin with Big Bird Joins the Carnival. Look, Oscar, there's a carnival in town. Big Bird said, I think I'll ask Mr. Snuffleupagus if he wants to go with me. Big Bird, you're the only one on Sesame Street who's ever seen this Mr. Snuffleupagus, Oscar said. Well, why don't you come with us and see him for yourself? Asked Big Bird. Remember I told you he was imaginary? Grouches hate carnivals, said Oscar, and he slammed down the lid of his can. Big Bird walked to Snuffy's cave. Guess what, Snuffy? He said. I'm going to my very first carnival. Do you want to come? Ooh, dear, said Snuffy. I don't think I can. Tomorrow is the Biz Snuffleupagus hopscotch contest, and I have to practice all day. You keep practicing, and I'll come and tell you all about the carnival on my way home, said Big Bird. When Big Bird got to the carnival, he rode on the Ferris wheel. Big Bird went to see a fortune teller. She could look into a crystal ball and tell Big Bird what would happen to him in the future. She said, Big Bird, when you grow up, you're going to be a big bird. There was food at the carnival that Big Bird had never tasted before. He tried a candied apple on a stick and a cloud of pink fuzz called cotton candy. Then Big Bird rode around and around on a merry-go-round. That's one of Jocelyn's favorites, and mine too. Step right up, shouted a man at a booth. Pinch the coin into the bottle and win a giant teddy bear. When the man handed him his prize, Big Bird thought, imagine if I joined this carnival, I would win a teddy bear every day, right, Jocelyn? The funhouse was filled with flying bats and crinky skeletons and howling ghosts. If I didn't know this was make-believe, I'd be really scared, said Big Bird. The funhouse mirrors made him look like a skinny turkey or a rubber ducky. When I look in the mirror over my nest, I always look the same, said Big Bird. Gee, said Big Bird, this is so much fun. I wish I could come to the carnival every day. Big Bird turned and almost bumped into 2 men. Greetings, Bird, said one. We're the Slice brothers, and we think we can make your wish come true. How would you like to come be in our show? You'll be the star of the carnival. Me? Big Bird? A star? Big Bird cried. I can't wait! So Sam and Sid painted Big Bird blue. What color was Big Bird before? Yellow. Now you've got pizzazz, said Sam Sleaze. We'll call you the Bluebird of Happiness. See, the Bluebird of Happiness. What do you think Big Bird's gonna look like as a big bluebird? Big Bird became the biggest star in the carnival, Jocelyn. He sang the tap dance all afternoon. Gee, if my friends on Sesame Street could only see me now, right, Jocelyn? Thought Big Bird. See the dancing bird, the Bluebird of Happiness. What do you think of Big Bird being blue? Thank you very much for letting me be a part of the carnival, Big Bird said to the Sleaze brothers after the show. Now I have to go home. Who said anything about going home? Asked Sam Sleaze. You're the biggest star in the carnival now. Big Bird's beak started to quiver. But tomorrow is Mr. Snuffleupagus hopscotch contest and I have to be there, he cried. The Sleaze brothers pushed Big Bird into a giant bird cage. They slammed the door and locked it with a giant key. You'd better get some sleep, Bird, they said. We're leaving tomorrow morning for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh? Oh no! Cried Big Bird. That is a big bird cage for Big Bird. Meanwhile, back on Sesame Street, Mr. Snuffleupagus's feet were tired from playing hopscotch. Oh dear, he said. I wonder where Bird is. He was supposed to come back a long time ago. I better make sure he's okay. That's a good friend. So Snuffy went to find Big Bird at the carnival. I love Snuffy. Snuffy looked everywhere for Big Bird. Then he saw a big bird that's blue in a cage. Is that you, Bird? He asked. Snuffy! Big Bird cried. Boy, am I glad to see you. I'm in trouble. The Sleaze brothers locked me in this cage and are taking me to Pittsburgh. Don't be scared, said Snuffle. I'll pull a snuffle trick and be right back. Right, Jocelyn? Mr. Snuffleupagus snuffled over to the Sleaze brothers and hid behind some balls of hay, and he slipped his snuffle into Sid's pocket and pulled out the key to Big Bird's cage. Then he hurried back to let Big Bird out. Smart Snuffleupagus. You see him getting the key out of the pocket? Big Bird jumped out of the cage and gave Snuffy a giant hug. You saved me, he cried. Snuffy just chuckled and said, what are best friends for, Bird? I've been waiting to use my sneaky snuffle trick for a long time. Now it's getting dark and my mommy will be worried about me. Bye, Bird. And he's still blue. When Big Bird finally got back to Sesame Street, Oscar popped up out of his can. Oh no, he said. It's bad enough we have that big yellow canary running around this street, but now we have a blue one too. Hey, do I have a friend for you? Oscar, said Big Bird. It's me. I've been painted blue. So Big Bird told Oscar and Telly and Grover and Ernie and Bert all about his adventure at the carnival. "I think you need a bath, Big Bird," said Bert. "I think so too." Everyone helped wash the big blue paint out of Big Bird's feathers. "Big Bird, there is just one teensy-weensy thing about your adventure that I still don't understand," said Grover. "How did you get out of the bird cage?" "He's becoming yellow again." "Mr. Snuffleupagus, of course," said Big Bird. "He used his sneaky snuffle trick to steal the key from the Sleaze brothers and unlock the cage." Oscar and Telly and Grover and Ernie and Bert looked at each other. "Will you stop talking about that, Mr. Snuffleupagus?" said Oscar. "We're glad you decided not to join the carnival," said Ernie. And that is when Big Bird joins the carnival. I hope y'all enjoyed that. So let's end off Sesame Street Month with a cool and funny continuation to the beginning of the month about a monster at the end of the book with another monster at the end of this book, which is starring lovable furry old Grover and equally lovable furry Elmo. And it's written by John Stone and illustrated by Michael Smolin. Another monster at the end of this book? Oh no, another monster will not go any further in this book. That's what Grover thinks. But Elmo loves monsters, Mr. Grover, and he tells us to turn the page. Elmo, I'm not going to the end of this book. If there is a monster there, monsters are not to be toiled and trifled with. I'm going to stay right here on the first page. Okay, Mr. Grover, Elmo will go see the monster by himself. Turn the page, please. Let's listen to Elmo. Will you please stop turning pages? Every time you turn a page, we get closer to the monster at the end of this book. Elmo, come with me. We are going home now. Elmo? Elmo, where are you? Turn the page. Elmo, do you not understand that at the end of the book there is a monster? It could be a nice furry monster like you or me or Cookie or Henry, but it could also be a very big, scary, hungry monster with sharp teeth and claws and an attitude. Therefore, I am putting these hundreds of paper clips here just to remind you that we are not going to go to the end of this book. Yes, Mr. Grover, Elmo says. Turn the page, please. Yes, we'll turn it. All right. No more Mr. Nice Guy. I am now taking all your alphabet blocks and built a huge castle. Right here. No one can turn this page right now. And Elmo's on the other side. Turn, 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 turny, turny, turn. Enough is enough. I, Grover, am now gluing this page down so you cannot turn it. And if you cannot turn the page, we will not get to the monster that is at the end of this book. He is gluing the page. But Elmo says to do it. So let's turn the page. Elmo, please, forget about seeing the monster at the end of this book and come back with me to the beginning of this book. Please, pretty please. Elmo wants to see the little monster. He wants us to turn the page. So let's turn the page. This will stop you from turning pages. I, Grover, have put up a thick steel wall. So no one can ever turn this page. What do you say to that, little Elmo? 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 Where are you, Elmo? Elmo is on the next page already. Let's go for it and find him. All right, we will go see the monster, Jocelyn, but just one little peek. When I say turn the page, you jump in from the back of the book, and I will jump in from the front. We will see the monster, and then we will run like bunny rabbits. Jocelyn wants to see the monster so quickly that I feel like going to the very end of this book already. Listen carefully. You tiptoe around to the back of the book. I, Grover, will stay here. What do you think? What do you think, Jocelyn? She's in a mood. Let's get this over with and find the monster at the end of the book. Are you at the back of the book, little Elmo? Yes, Mr. Grover. Then here we go. 1, 2, Jocelyn. Get ready to turn the page and then run like a bunny rabbit. 3, turn the page. I never thought that the monster at the end of this book would be you, little Elmo. You. Whatever. No, Mr. Grover, you are the monster at the end of this book. I saw you. Where are you going? Elmo is going back 2 pages to see the monster again. And that is the monsters at the end of the book. I hope y'all enjoyed Sesame Street Month. Jocelyn is ready to take a little nap. So, we will see you next month for another story time with Jocelyn. Bye-bye and have a blessed weekend.